9. So we're going to just welcome everybody. Nobody here is new today. Oh, the time is 7:19 p.m. and we're gonna start now. So I'm gonna read the minutes from the last meeting. So in attendance was Sol Query, Laqueen Mavina, Twyla Ware, Trisha Billy Martin, Cynthia Rose, Brian Alloway, Joshua Serrano, and absent was Linda Ward Lotson, Nikita Akita Felix, Melissa Severe, Demetria Farrow, Diane John, Dion Saab, Mena Chim Mendel Uswitz, and Menachem. Okay. And then now, so our meeting began last time at 7:10 p.m. The January meetings were accepted. So we talked about Career Day to be held on Saturday, March 15th at 11 to 4 p.m. We were adding the date to the career flyer, reaching out to participants for Career Day. General board meeting is to be held on February 25th, and we were talking about that because we needed to make sure that everything was voted on so we could move forward with our activities. And then we talked about Education Town Hall to be held on Saturday, April 5th, reaching out to various people for keynote speakers, target high performance public schools in District 17 as well as other districts, charter schools and public schools. Or we're saying versus public school, this is not a fight. Kerry Washington is willing to send some encouragement words via video to participants.
We should change that, please.
Take it out?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll reword that. Her name shouldn't have been added.
Oh, okay, got you. Target is for, top 5 schools in the district, recruiting panelists, special education teachers, counselors, social workers, and principals. Budget proposals have been submitted for both events. Town Hall to possibly be held at Carol Barton from 12 to 3 p.m. Digital sign-in forms for both events, contacting the sponsor or new sponsors. Ask CB9 members for donations towards incentives. The meeting was adjourned at 7:44 p.m. This is read. Any questions, concerns? Okay, can we accept the minutes of the last meeting?
As long as we reword everything.
Okay, we'll fix that. All right. Who's taking you said you got it. She got it. Okay. So yes, Latween got it. All right. Thank you. So it's accepted. Yes. Second.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So we don't want tonight's meeting to be super long. I know everybody's exhausted and tired, even though we just came off the weekend. I know. I'm tired. I don't know what I was like. Exhausted. So wanted to talk. Well, I wanted to bring up something that I did not put on the agenda, but something that I learned about. I went to a DYCD meeting, and they have this thing called neighborhood advisory boards. And so neighborhood advisory boards are, so you know how when you see grants and stuff come out and you're like, they have like different districts and areas that they may target to give money to for like after school program, day school program, whatever the case may be. So what it is with this program, you could be a part of it and you help to make the decisions. So if you're gonna say, in Community District 9, these are some of the issues and the different things we see, it would be great for them to have funding for whatever particular issue is going on. But it gives you the voting power to be able to have some say-so. And it's not like you're just sticking to yours, but you're gonna be a part of the one in the neighborhood you live in. So this is something that you could sign up for. It's free, and I wanted to just like kind of let people know about it because it does give you a lot of power to like really have people put funding into the schools in different areas, and not just schools, but also like NYCHA and different areas, anywhere you see that there's programming and funding. So it's something that all of you, if you're interested in, you could easily sign up, and you just do it on a Google Sheets form that they have, and you just have to give one proof of address, whatever that is. Okay, so I wanted just people to know about the neighborhood advisory boards.
Is this new?
No,
No.
Oh.
most of the grants use it. It's been around, but I just don't know how much of the information is being put out. You know, I'm sure they're trying to get information out there, but
Yeah.
I
yeah.
don't think so, because it's new.
It's
It's
not
the
new.
first time.
No, I heard about
it's
it
not new.
before.
It's
I
not
I've
heard
seen
about
the
it.
I've
logo
been here over 30
on
years and it was always
thing,
there.
but I never
Really?
knew what
Yeah,
it
it
was.
was.
I've heard about it, but I just didn't know like how. I didn't know what it was.
Right.
Yeah, so the school board, how you gotta know if you wanna be on the school board too.
Yeah, we could do school and community CDCs and stuff.
Yeah.
They had a $25,000 budget.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, keep it, oh, that's a thing.
If they don't spend it, then they lose it. They won't get it the next year.
So what events or programming do they put on?
Who?
You gotta go on that lineup, I know.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah,
look
There's
up
not
and
the
touch
community
it.
board meeting to discuss
Yeah,
that.
Interesting.
Okay.
But it's good, you should plan it.
Yeah. All right. So, one of the things is that Akita requested, and I think that it does make a little bit of sense, to push back the date, like because we know that the career day is supposed to be this month, and you'd really be pushing it to try to get all of the aspects of what needs to be done because we had to wait so long for the approval and all of those things. To me, it makes sense that we just push both back. So, you know, and then on top of it, it's not like we have to rush it, right? There's not like we have all these events and we can't do it. The next event, I think, is we're doing this a month behind you guys for the town hall. And then the next one, I think, is not all the way till May. So if we wanted to push it back or so, I think that's a great idea. I think it's up to you guys if you want to vote, but then I guess to vote to see when would we want to do it, because at least we've gotten the ball rolling. So the most we would have to do is say what dates would we want to push it to.
Would you consider that the committee meet and give us the date that they could work on? Because if we could sit here as a whole board and make a decision, but the people who doing work, I think should be the one who should make that decision.
But you're the head of that committee.
Yeah, we
right?
will meet, that's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, if we said an extra month, you don't think a month or more would
Let
be
me
enough?
speak from the key thing that we see. And the people who really would do the work.
Would they- would you have to push back the town hall event?
Yes, I think we should push everything back.
So if you,
So everybody's pushed back.
Yeah, I think.
I wasn't thinking, okay, if you want to, town hall could go. I mean,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
thought the town hall was much more
No, it-
easier to
No,
do
not
this.
necessarily,
Okay.
because we still gotta reach out to people and get yeses, you know what I
Okay.
mean? And that's the thing that takes
Yeah.
time. So if we had an extra month or
Okay,
so, that would
all right.
also
So
be
let
helpful,
us-
I think.
But the town hall preparation isn't the one that's behind.
Right, no, but I'm still trying to get the yes for like keynote and stuff like that. We still haven't gotten our
That's what I was
panelists.
thinking.
The who?
Panelists,
No, because we haven't really gotten the event right yet.
right, but that's
So-
what I'm saying, so it's like, why not give ourselves more time instead of putting more pressure for that? You know what I mean, like to make sure we're getting all the people we want,
So,
no?
I think career day makes sense because that's in 2
He
weeks.
career,
Right.
he
So
career there, I
definitely
could go, but I didn't
needs to be
think, I thought,
Town hall
what you
was
think,
one.
do you think we could so get?
I'm not on the committee for the career day, so.
No, the
Town
No.
hall.
the career's already pushing back.
question,
Where would we push town hall?
that's
back?
not gonna affect the approval that they.
No,
that they
no,
gave
No,
you?
once
no,
it's approved, we're
no.
good now. It's just a matter.
No, you're just gonna change the
Yeah,
date.
we just could change it.
Yeah. The only thing is just making sure it doesn't conflict with something at the school or something that you can always find
So
out.
then,
That's
right,
a
so that's why I said let's go
Okay.
back and so that we,
Okay.
if there's things happening. in
April
the
5th.
April 5th.
That's when we said April 5th.
That was the original date, but
For the
I
town hall.
clearly that's being changed too.
You think we'll be ready for everything April 5th?
I think.
I think so.
That's what I'm
Yeah, I
asking.
didn't want to change it. We take the town hall could go. I did.
The most thing.
Because we already got this place, we know there's things that we want.
Did we say where we're gonna have the town hall? Like, did we ever
Yeah, it was
submit
in
it?
Clara Ward.
We're gonna do
And the
it for sure
permit was
then.
submitted, yeah.
It was already submitted?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's why.
So what I wanted to say is, being that we had a lot of time to prepare for the first event, I feel that there was not enough thorough communication amongst everyone to get details to prepare, and I think that it's going to hurt us in the long end. So I'm requesting that if folks can't get information, then other folks just step in. and continue on, because I'm just going to use Brian as an example, not to put him on the spot, but he volunteered services way in advance, and no one answered his question about if he still needed, if he was still needed for career day or not. And when we ask around, when I ask around, folks don't know. And this is like we're 2 weeks away, and I'm sure if questions are asked, the answer is still, I don't know. To me, that's a concern. So of course it's obvious at this point to push back career day, but town hall should not be affected because of that when preparation has been put in place in a timely fashion.
So that was my question. Do you feel like it's ready? I wasn't saying it had to be.
No,
I
it's
was
not ready
asking.
yet because, like I said, we're waiting on it. Even Right Link, he accidentally sent us the wrong one, and the permit was submitted, and we have a yes on the location and all. But I don't want that to be
That has, I mean,
pushed
one
back.
doesn't have to be for the other. It doesn't.
Okay,
The
so
only reason I was suggesting to put back because I was saying, do we have all of the people in place for it? That's all. I
no, we
was
don't
saying.
have panelists selected
Right.
yet.
So, do you think that we'll have all of the people in time, or would we need another week or two to make sure we get? That's all I'm asking. I'm not telling anybody anything. I'm just asking.
I think town hall is good to move forward in terms of the
But for the
preference.
fifth,
For the
That's why
Yeah,
it's
'cause we're
depending
looking
on
at-
belief.
because
so with the
we're looking at
panels
July.
and everything.
I think because looking at the timeline, what we're looking at, we wanted people to confirm maybe I think 2 weeks before the 5th, so we still have time. So for town hall now, I think
So you
they
wanna
have to
keep
show-
it?
I think we can still keep.
All right. So
town
then,
hall.
when would we tentatively? Let's say tentatively. What do we think career day will be?
That's what I
If
said,
we're
let's
pushing
go back,
back.
let's go back to the committee and we get back.
Okay, but I feel like you should at least
A
like have a
general-
ballpark.
No, first thing, I didn't even know you was gonna question about until now, so let me speak to see what's happening.
I think
Which is my
Gen-
point.
I
We
think
still ask some
generally-
questions that we don't
so-
know the answer to.
I think generally if we want to do maybe a month back, because I think with career day we need not just participants to come, like in terms of students, but we also need people who are professionals to come and confirm. So I think maybe that one could be a month, and I think tentatively for those purposes, maybe we can put in like the 10th, May, or I mean April, my bad. But that's not confirmed.
Well, another
Is
thing
it-
that's,
what you're-
I guess, but another problem is that there's a lot of work that needs to be done with career fair, and then it's like, it's being kept to like one or two people doing it, and it's impossible for them, and that's part of the other problem. So for example, I've seen Akita ask people to help with stuff, and then nobody answers. So that's another thing, is like, we have the whole point of having the WhatsApp group is for us to respond and communicate with each other, because it's impossible to do this stuff by ourselves, right? And you know, so like if somebody's saying, hey, can somebody help start reaching out to some of the people on the list, and then it's crickets, how you gonna have an event? Like, if she can't do, she's in school, she's doing it, she can only do but so much. So that's a part of what we, that's why she had put together this list with some things that needs to be helped, and it's like, can we get some solid volunteers so that things can be done?
So to be realistic, the reason I even suggested the month out is I can confirm that Josh and I were on the last call. I think the last 2 calls for career day.
Okay.
So even though I know it might sound like crickets on the thing, but we were. So that's why I feel confident in saying maybe that month out. So
I also think a
Yeah.
lot of the next steps for career day were things that are related to external communication that needs to come from the board, or were steps that needs to sort of be carried out by the board office.
rather than
So-
She thought so, that's why.
Right.
Yeah.
So she has a long listing of things, and the work now that we've got board approval is to sort of stay on the board to ensure that they're sending those things out.
Okay.
But I
But
think,
there's more though. But
yeah,
I think that, I don't know what she said to you, but like, when we spoke, there's like some concrete stuff that needs to be done. So like, remember Latrine, when we did this last year, the list that we created about who we were inviting and all of that stuff, and then I took it on to have people make the physical calls. So she didn't have anybody to do that this time. So that's like a big thing, because because it's not gonna be hard to get people to participate. but it's not enough to send an email, because I think emails went out, but people are not going to respond to emails. So really what we did was I know when I took it on, I just had my interns just call and was like, hey, would you be able to support and come to this event? And people physically, on the phone was like, oh, yes, when is it? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, we sent the email. They looked at the email. I'm like, oh, okay. And then that's how we got the confirmation.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for us this year, we didn't have resources like that.
Right.
Because we're all working people.
Right. So, but what I'm saying is that's something that needs to be done. So it needs to be that if it's like, the list is not actually that long. It's like maybe what?
This
10,
more
15?
though, I think also we're supposed to be coming back to the next sort of subcommittee meeting that we have, each with at least 2 people that we would invite to be a part of the career day panel. And then the other piece of external recruitment, I guess, was seeing if we could get volunteers from the board to conduct some of the workshops, which you included in your remarks at the board meeting. So
Yeah.
All right, so I guess the main thing is like, let's get solid. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
I
like
hear what
things
you're
are in
saying.
the air,
Yeah, right.
but we need to be. But I think the biggest thing right now is who will be responsible to help, because you could split the list into 2 people, and like, if you could just give like an hour of your time to make phone calls and get yeses from people, and then put, what we did, we created a Google Sheet from it. And then people just wrote it in, like who did it, who said yes.
She created one already, didn't you?
Well, I sent it to you guys, right?
Yeah.
So which maybe
But we didn't know who
people
who's saying yes or no.
who
That
don't
hasn't
have a
happened yet.
daily job to do stuff like that.
I want to mention something
Well,
or bring
sometimes
something
you have lunch breaks and stuff, so you have time to meet.
Regarding the waiting on approval from the board, I do remember, Linda, you saying that we had approval, we just need the official
Yes,
approval. We had the
We had
okay
the
to
executive
proceed.
committee approval,
Right.
but we had to take it to the board.
Right.
It was
The official
approval
voting
from
happened
one.
last
That's the
week.
first day. Yes.
Right, but prior to that, we had approval to continue. But yet, inside conversations,
keep-
folks didn't want to move because we didn't have that approval stamp. And I think that also pushed back a lot of this, because there wasn't clarity as to if there's a green light or not. I know I was saying, we have the green light, I remember, but folks still felt hesitant because of that.
Yeah, because the thing that we've had this year, we didn't even need the board approval. But once you got money in it, that's
Which
when
is
they have
understandable,
yeah.
but we still had the green light to proceed.
Yes, because it was everybody says yes, but actual vote for it for the budget, which is really for the budget, not for the project, did not happen until our last meeting. Cause we keep letting everything, and I was pushing as could we have it before instead of down at the end? And it was like, no, we're going to get through it, and then every meeting we ain't getting through it.
Well, this time it worked.
Yeah, because I was like, no, you gotta get to this tonight, so
Yeah.
we didn't talk.
It's on timer for you.
Yeah, so I was like
you
pushing
guys-
it in.
and you caught me while
Yes.
I was up there getting fingers.
Yes. I was like, no, Fred. Every time somebody walked out, no, he not talking. Me got.
Well, it worked. My next suggestion,
Yeah.
for the career day crew, like what? I see the breakdown here, but is there anything in particular that you need someone besides calling? Anything in particular?
Well,
that
right
you need
here, we're
someone-
gonna go through the whole list. Right?
Okay.
So then that way we can know exactly what's needed. All right, so needed. So right now we know that we're pushing the date back, right? More than likely, what, till next April?
I think just a month out.
April. Okay, so let's just say
And
sometime
April or
in
early
April.
May.
For the
April
record,
or-
Akita was also aligned with wanting to push it out.
Yeah,
When we
Yeah,
spoke
she's
2
the one who
weeks
did
ago,
it. That's why
she
I put it on
definitely-
here. Yeah. Okay, so April or early. Okay. And then, so she talked about the wife. So this is really communication with the school,
So really,
which I don't think is that hard. Like
But with
getting
the
the
board, the
Wi-Fi.
board should do that.
Right, but when you say who's board,
The people who work here, Khalib and stuff that you can't call up the school to say you calling on the stuff. There's a government space. You can't do that. The board has to do that for us.
really? 'Cause
Yes.
when I did it, I just did it.
No, I guess people be doing things as they
I
want.
mean, I didn't know.
Yeah, you think right.
So I just talked to them. I just went to the school and spoke to them.
Yeah, I didn't know you, so
Yeah.
I mean, I know the school and I know
I
the
mean,
principal,
I've been
and I
there.
could call and
Yeah,
get it
I've
done.
been there before, but I just went up to
Yeah, but I
the
don't wanna get in
custodian
trouble.
person.
You
I
see?
mean, I didn't know that was a trumpet. I
I
wasn't
can do
aware
it.
of anything
I
like
can do
that.
it.
But that's how I just then
I
it
can
just
do it.
moved along.
You listen, well,
Yeah.
I can do it. I didn't do that. I call her. Text
But-
her now and say, could you check out the Wi-Fi for me? But it's just because I know, you know.
Well, I would ask and
I mean-
see because I didn't know that anything that you weren't supposed to do that.
I
Because
know we're
honestly,
supposed- I
it was
know,
like
yeah.
I was able to just
That's
get
right.
everything like this when I just met with him.
Uh-huh.
I forgot his name. Is it?
That is more
It's
about
Ted. Yes.
No, oh, that's the custodian.
Yeah,
the principal
he's
is
the head,
good. Yeah.
not the principal.
Not the principal,
He's
yeah.
the one, the custodian. He's over custodian.
Mhm, right.
And
Mr.
he's the
Fry.
one- Cause something is his name. But anyway, I went directly to him and all of the questions that everybody had about the classroom
Alright.
and stuff. He was like, okay, what do you need, this, that, and the
Because
other,
it-
the Wi-Fi, and then he just said, okay, and I'll make sure. It just moved, and then we were able to get everything solidified right then.
Right, but you remember last week, Dante sent us a note, want to know why we need why we needed.
Because he didn't know. I was for that. He didn't. That was Thursday because we didn't know. No one knew for the permit,
Mhm.
like requesting the tables and the Wi-Fi and all that stuff. Whatever. We called Linda because no one knew
Okay.
exactly specifically what was.
All right,
needed.
so that's the thing, like, who is communicating with the board
Yes,
to let them
to
know
know.
what's needed?
That's what I called you.
Yeah, because that's what she showing me. You know, I can understand me.
I did call you.
Yes.
I did. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And then I called you.
Yes.
But you answered.
Right.
So listen. So I
Okay.
was a little bit off with his questions too, because
Yeah.
when I ordered the school, the same permit I put in, and no one ever come and ask me what I'm going to do with the cafeteria, how much schools how much classroom I want. So I was like, I don't know. They had a different thing with the board than they have with outside people. So I was like, that's why when you catch me, I was like silent, like what? So I had to go back and
And
read
I didn't want to
it.
answer questions.
And I'm
I
like, yeah, and
wasn't
then
a
they were
part
like,
of.
what the hell?
Alright,
Yes.
alright, so let's just, okay, can we solidify who is gonna talk to the board and get this stuff worked out? And see, does the board wanna do it, or should we just be a physical thing, you just go and talk to the school?
Yeah, let me find out from Dante.
Fine, that's
Who
it,
does
so
what?
Linda's doing
Yes,
it,
okay, yeah, I think
That's what I
that's-
just wanna
yeah.
make sure, let's get
Who
that.
does what?
Is that the board's request?
Huh?
Is that the board's request?
No, because you see, it's the board really who is really renting the school, not our committee. Let me also, let me, a judge, right? Not you, okay, you. So it's the board. So our board office is the one that normally do that because all of our board, 49 people work. So who would do it? So when you say the board, that's where the board office comes in because they're the one that we paid to do things like that. So I gotta find out now, right? Where's it? I mean, if they had wanted, as so say, if they want to know what we want with the classrooms, like if we want to have Wi-Fi, so they might not necessarily mean like what it's just that what are we going to do so they might have it available. But I couldn't do it because I mean, at that point when you asked me, I wasn't sure what we were doing in the classrooms. I know where we were doing stuff, I know where we were doing. So I didn't want to say nothing and then they clean it out.
Yeah.
So I rather keep it and then maybe discuss what we do it, then answer that question.
Right.
If you go and say, oh, we're not sure, not nothing, then
Well, really, it's really not that big of a
Right.
deal, to be honest with you. Like, you're just gonna tell them that
Yeah.
you need Wi-Fi's gonna be
So I
throughout
told-
the
no,
school.
I told them
It's
yes, we
one
need it.
word and password. That's
Yeah,
it.
I told them
In
yes,
any
we
room
need
you're
it.
in,
I said
they're
yes, we
gonna have
need it.
access.
So it's not off it.
Right.
Right. So
That's
no,
fine.
we didn't.
So
Yeah.
another thing is food inquiry, right? So like, how are we getting food? Who are we
Who?
getting food from? Stuff like
Who
that.
pays for this food?
The board. That's why.
So
put
we
in
got
a
so
budget,
in
right?
right. So
Yeah.
what we would have to do is that we would have to say what food we want, how much it costs, and then forward it to the board for them to organize.
So they
So the
order
board
it.
will
Yeah.
go
In order for it.
Get it
Yes.
for us?
Yes.
There's a email thread with the board
Uh.
about the food as well. I think it has to be from like a
And then they would tell us,
Vendor.
yes.
Vendor.
So
Yeah.
then we say what sort of food we want,
yeah.
right? Then they would say who would get it. And then okay, remember sometimes at our board meeting, somebody had brought some restaurants would send us wraps. So I wanted to say, well, let me see those people that give us and see if we could get half and pay for half rather than go to Costco's and then places that we don't even pay the whole bill.
We need to come up with the menu.
Right, so Sunday, that's why Sunday, when we think,
Who was it, Josh? Who was it that brought those sandwiches to the potluck?
potluck.
Someone was talking about
I
that,
told
but I
you.
don't remember
Yeah,
who
I
brought
told
it.
you.
Remember?
Oh,
We-
I thought it was one. I thought it was like Brian or
Yeah, we
you.
know, but it came, remember it came close to the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
But
But
that's
you
why
don't
I
remember
did,
who did it? I don't know.
that's why I asked her who did that,
I
cause that
don't
was a
remember.
person
I thought
that
I
we
didn't
were
get
with.
any food, so I don't
They're like
even know.
pre-made sandwiches.
Yeah.
Uh-huh, you remember it, Brian?
Yeah,
Yes.
but I don't know.
But we don't know who.
Oh.
So I don't know if it was a parent,
Oh, that's possible.
but that's why I asked you
That's
if I thought you
possible.
would have
Yeah,
known
no, I didn't
everybody
know.
who was bringing something.
We
Right.
had a list though.
Oh.
But like I said, some people just brought stuff.
Yeah.
So the board doesn't have certain
That's what,
restaurants that they
They do.
always deal with?
yeah, that's what
They
they
probably
say.
do.
When we say what we want, then there were no restaurants that.
But we
Yeah.
gotta know what's on the list.
What do you
We
mean?
don't know
We
what
don't know
what the
who's on
choices are yet. We
Right.
would have to find out who's vendor approved.
Alright, that too.
And then we should be conscious of like getting minority-owned businesses.
That's why I look for
I mean,
people
that's
first,
what I look-
and then
I
tell
always
them,
look for that.
this person gave us, so we want to deal with this person.
Right. And a lot of the times they'll be the ones to donate money to stuff too. And you can also say, hey, we're doing this. Hey, would you mind donating a gift card? I mean, you're making hundreds of dollars from this. Like,
There's
can
a
you give
spread
us?
the word.
Yeah, spread the word. Yeah.
So you're
Alright.
I need to
proposing
put
to get
flyers and
food
get plates
other
also.
ways outside of,
No, it has to be vendor approved.
Approval.
There's still just
Yes,
making
once you
sure
make
you
food
get
for the
who is
government,
coming
it has to be
from.
vendor approval, cause they gotta got all
Yeah.
their health things
But there are a lot
inside.
of
They
BIPOC
gotta have-
organizations
Yes.
that are approved.
They gotta
but that's
certain-
definitely
Yes.
something the board would
Yeah,
have
they
to-
have to.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's some of my job too. I
So
just
okay, so
can't
you're
go
gonna
by-
do both of these, Linda?
Yeah, let me,
Okay, I'm
I'm
just
writing
putting it
one,
down.
I'm writing here one email, everything so you get it.
All right, so I got that. All right,
What-
so she's also talking about, so in this chart over here, she talked about the vendors that are needed and how many. So she needs 3 people to volunteer to be sign-in people. So is there 3 people that will be willing to volunteer for that?
Can't do it by hand.
Alright.
I gotta stay.
So we got that, we got Billy
I
and
gotta stay
Diane.
in one
Billy?
spot.
Diane, Billy's a good person to do something.
Diane?
Yeah,
Okay. And what else?
alright. Where's it?
Resume review.
Well, we got 2 people, she said 3. Is that the
We
only
got
2?
another person could be asked, Tyler, Twyla.
Maybe, yeah, she comes next time, yeah. And
Good
then what
way
does
to
she
get
mean
other
by
board
resume?
members.
Yeah, what does she mean by resume review?
So yeah, so for
not
the
there?
students that come in,
Yeah. Yeah, she does.
they'll have their resume reviewed by just professionals in the area. So it could be anybody.
Us?
It could be us. It could
I mean,
be
I
mean
can do
anybody
resume.
that
that.
we know.
I can do
Maybe you
that.
say resume review, what you
I'll
mean
do
first, let me
resume
see.
review.
So the students who are coming in, they're gonna get their resume reviewed by.
Oh, and then
this
maybe we
professional.
could ask, go, we
That's
gotta,
just
we
you
gotta,
gonna make recommendations. I have
Well,
to
we'll,
change it.
we'll make recommendations, but I think it'll be more just like pen to paper because we won't have time to actually do full on. But it's
So,
more.
So that's one person,
Member-
that's me, who
and
else?
I think board member Davidson told me, it
There
was
were
Davidson,
some actual
right?
board members.
Yes, that
That
he
they
wanted
said
to
they
help.
wanna do?
Yeah,
Okay, Davidson.
so, and I sent him the link that she sent me, so to make
Okay.
sure if
Do you
he
think
had
we could
sent
put
her.
our names down now and then
Yeah,
at
then
the
whoever-
next meeting, the actual general
Yes.
meeting, be like, hey guys, this
There's
is your
a-
chance to actually be involved.
Got you.
And could another these people in this meeting, but Cynthia, was she would do something. Ryan is already the resident DJ. Which we're gonna talk about. So,
Yeah.
I don't. Deborah, that's you.
No, that's Pam.
Pam, right? Deborah is the. Every time I see her, I remember you when you come. Deborah, remember she's like a white lady.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but she only came there
What?
one
Right. So I
time.
was wondering why she name is on here. Oh, sorry.
Did they add her?
Yeah, right here.
Is she like a community
she's up
member
here.
or something?
Yeah.
I wonder if they make the list with anyway.
Where-
That's why. Yeah.
Oh, well, we
She's
should
a
let them know she only
Yeah.
just came one time. She
I
never
heard-
said she was gonna keep.
Right. See, guys, like, wait, that
Right,
woman
so
is
we
not
need to- Okay, got it.
good.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
This is.
But it's first I can hear
What
you.
you talking about,
You
facilities
know that.
So yeah, this is volunteering. I think what it sounds like is, Linda, you can explain if this is right or wrong. When they're saying volunteers needed, what they're saying is for those particular workshops, those of us will be helping out in those areas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes, right.
But that's why we're saying, that's
Yeah.
why I
This is
told the
for
board.
March.
15th, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we're gonna push it
Push it
back,
back.
but.
So that's why I
And
told
we
the
don't know
board.
when we're pushing it back.
Not
Right.
yet, so
We're looking at a
Linda's
month
gonna
out
get
right
something, but
When
we're
on
trying to
the
push
8th?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, April.
When we meet, we tell them, we would say, well, when we met, these are the dates, and let them certify that it's
Alright,
good.
so is there anybody who wants to help? I mean, I plan on just mostly floating around to be just like helping where I'm needed that day. So.
I can do sign in, but then I don't know when the date is. Cause we
Well, we'll
changing
let
the
you
date.
know.
We let you know. Maybe we invite you to.
Yeah.
Alright,
Do something.
so now do we have people to do the workshops? Does she have people?
We were,
That's what
we
we're
advertise,
that's what we're
reaching
reaching out
to
from now. So the workshop is the main thing that I think we're all responsible on the subcommittee to be reaching out to people who want to facilitate workshops. So I think to answer your question, I think you only have one.
Go on.
I mean, if you want me to help with job readiness, I can do that.
Okay.
Like I can present on that.
Okay, so okay.
Oh, right,
That's
different
something.
places you're gonna volunteer.
I know, that's why I said
That's
all day, I'm
right.
like running around.
That's me, I'm like, baby, hold on, are we going to be in everything?
So I don't mind
Well, she
helping
gotta
with
help
that, but
you.
that's why I said I didn't want to commit myself to too much, cause I'll do
Class.
what I can to help, but like job readiness, like I've done that. so
When you
many
say
times.
classroom support, you mean just make sure
I
it's
said
set
making sure
up?
everything is
Yeah, so
okay.
that's just
Yeah,
a-
so like
that's my
maybe like a
floater.
floating around.
Right, so I can do that, and I can make sure the vendors are good.
Always agree that
That's
you
my
gotta double.
floater.
Does anyone have, other board meetings that they attend with other members? Because it could be useful to see if anybody else.
Yeah.
That's
So
what-
do you
that's
guys,
why-
are you on
that's
other
what-
committees? Cause I'm not really, I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
have
on
time
land
to.
use.
So
you
that's
wanna
why I
talk to
asked
them?
at the board
And I think I
meeting.
would ask, what's her name, that's in the economics right now, I'm gonna ask her to come volunteer too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm
Can't
answering
remember
that.
Is that
No,
Kat?
Kat?
You know what I'm talking
No,
about.
Jolie?
Kat said she's willing to help us.
Yeah, I just can't, I'm wrong her name right now. The one that was talking-
We,
What's her name?
I think
Oh,
this
no,
is,
she's
this
over
is
there
the
right
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm
follow-up
talking about. What's
going
her
into the
name?
next meeting.
Jolie?
This was the staff.
Is that her name? I can't
Lock
remember.
in
Yeah, the ones
volunteers.
that
so-
she-
Joe,
But she helped
Yes.
yeah, so I'm gonna ask her
Try
to
to
help
vote
us.
on
I know I was gonna ask, but that's it.
But I'm on,
Nasty.
I can volunteer to help visit
Different
but attend
support.
other
Flo?
committee meetings to
Oh, so
share
that you can
volunteers.
promote, Now, okay, so that would be
Yeah, as
helpful.
long as it's here.
Because they do,
But
so
we
I'm sure
should-
other committees want to help, so I
Yeah,
think
but
that
we
focus
should
will be
be
that
able-
way, even just resume.
I could send,
review
I
or-
could send, I could send an email to all the committee chairs
Okay.
Yeah.
and tell them and say, look, Billy will be visiting your meeting on our behalf. Would you give her a little time to speak so that you, when you go, they expect you.
Right.
And nobody's like, oh yeah, well, you're not coming.
Right.
We've got to rock in this point.
Right.
Okay, got
So
it,
remind me, so.
alright. So what
Oh,
should
wait.
be,
And if I do get like names at
Put
that
it-
point
yeah.
in time,
Yeah,
I'll just put it in.
put it in.
What's it?
yeah, put it, I think you should put it in WhatsApp
Uh-huh.
and then maybe send an email
To
where
the
we can
person
put it
and-
on, and then I'll just like add it to the list of.
Is there, Akita put something like a QR code that she asked people to go into it and
Did
sign
she?
it? Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's
okay,
why I
you-
did-
Oh, okay. I
So
don't
that
know
was
about
saying to
the
her
QR code.
that when you go, I'll give.
Oh,
I'll
maybe
give
is
you-
this the stuff? Is these?
No, she will QR code.
Oh,
When they
okay.
call them, I'll
It's on
send
the
them.
vendor.
flyer,
Yes.
you know,
Oh, the
That's
original
so when you
flyer?
go, you will
the
be
board
able
put
to
a
speak.
flyer
Okay.
And don't go
Oh,
big
yeah, it was
together.
somewhere around
On
there.
the
It's
week.
right there, look.
Yeah,
Move,
but
move
Saturday
that,
is
Pam, look at, yeah.
Our flyer?
Yeah,
Yes.
that one.
Yeah, they put that on the
Yes,
weekly
yes.
email.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, so that's
So that
right.
if we
So
change
I
it,
will-
if we change it.
I'll share it with all the
change
committee
that.
Yeah, it has
chairs.
some. She
I'm
has
not sure if
some-
that's for attendees or
No.
if that's for people to
This is-
volunteer.
This is sign up close 1 week before the event. Scan to learn about volunteer positions.
Right, yes, cause that's the one I gave her mine. Yeah, she gave me the one. Right.
Alright, so can I ask a question now? So this is just a personal preference for me. I don't like cartoons. I feel like it looks like kiddish. And I feel like it's not attractive to young adults and teens. Like if it's an elementary school, it doesn't matter. But you're talking about older kids. Like I prefer to use real people images rather than that. Because most of the time they look at that and they're gonna be like, be like whatever. It
You gotta
doesn't
be
really.
careful with real people.
Yeah, but you can
because
get ones that's
certain
free.
people don't want.
Huh?
Oh, no.
Say
Right,
that again, wait.
certain people may not want their images out there.
Once you put right your image and it's on Facebook and it's in when you Google it and it's in, unless you say something on the rate that says don't use it for permission, you can use it.
Yeah, but there's ways, you
Yeah,
know, like
there's
we have
ways.
websites
Yeah.
where you can get free stock images, but I prefer to use
I
that because
prefer-
I just feel like older kids are not, that doesn't appeal to older kids.
So you think we should update that
I mean,
flyer
and I
saying
mean,
that we're going forward? That's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to fix, you know, if she wanna send it to me and I just change the image
Yeah, I don't
or,
use either. I use the-
yeah.
I think we talked about it last time. It was.
And what did they
we
say?
couldn't find because the pictures that we had weren't
it's how
diverse
you
enough.
use it.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Well, I don't know the I use that.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just telling you, I don't think kids, they're not gonna look at that.
Well, I mean, I would I wouldn't if I was, you know, I wouldn't use the cartoon for the presentation or the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not for the
Not for
official
the official
presentation.
flyer, no.
Yeah, I was wondering how
Not for
come
the-
that
So,
didn't work.
And
she can
if I
share it, then I
was-
can fix it.
And if I was to, I would use kind of like the same family looking
Yeah.
characters.
But just
Yeah.
make it more
Alright, I'll
real.
send you.
Yeah.
I
You
just
send
know
it to
between
me,
three of us.
yeah, I just
and
feel
that-
like I like what's gonna
Yes.
appeal to the kids. Cause we're
We should
really
do this on
kids.
Canvas, so you
Yeah.
should.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
she
that
can
was.
share
I
it
think
to
that's
me.
what it was. It was like finding the right diverse group,
Right.
but
Look.
for free or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
half
but
of these
Canva
people didn't know
even
they
has
were
stock
here.
photos. though.
Half of these
Canva
people,
has
oh,
stock
that's me.
photos. What's wrong, Billy?
Because
I even use it.
Um,
I wasn't not young people.
so early on in the beginning of the year, when we were, I think it was November, December, when we were setting the dates for these events. I know I verbalized if you need, you know.
Yes, you
mine,
did.
I
That's
did
what I
on
was
Never
Yes, you did. You always said.
And then I reiterated it again, you know, so knowing that we're at this point where we gotta change stuff, now is like, for me, because we could have.
But I think it's always like that, Billy. It's like, it's
No,
just
but
like
it
when you're
could've been
working
working
with
with it.
people, with groups of people, things, you know, everybody's in their head doing whatever, and it's just like, so I think like maybe what we should do, like,
Who was the other one that worked on the flyer with?
Melissa.
Yeah, but she's big.
She's, yeah.
That's the one who said.
For
Yeah.
me, that believe me, I knew you were, but I thought that you were like so, you know, on to the other one. So I didn't want to be like pushing you for something. But I ever
But we're still all on the same committee, even though we're in our subcommittee.
But that's the
So-
reason why we form subcommittee, so the subcommittee work on it, even in our board.
All right, so let's
Right.
not dwell
Right.
too long on
But
that.
make it
So
happen.
let's
I
just
like
just say that we know we need to help Billy, so we're gonna ask Akita to just give you access so that we can fix it up. That's all.
She did show us a
Sure.
few different versions.
Yeah, but I think all of them were more cartoon.
Cartoon.
And the other one was like pink, purple.
Yeah, it wasn't, didn't have, and I remember in that meeting I said I prefer to have realistic images versus this, because again, we're trying to appeal to a certain crowd, right? And that's the teenagers, and like they'll look at that and just bypass
Famous
it,
kids.
because it looks too little kiddish. So we can fix that. So who you want? Linda, you want me or her?
Well, the good thing
Three of
is
us
we're
were talking
pushing her
about-
most.
No, I need to tell. I can send an email to Akita. Okay, I'll email her.
On the between three of us.
All right.
This is.
First
Oh,
of all,
okay.
this
Oh,
doesn't-
WhatsApp? Okay.
This doesn't even have a date.
I understand.
Well, it couldn't have a date because they just.
Yeah, that was just a rough.
You
Yeah.
could
That was
put a date
just
to
what
it.
That was like advertising that is coming, not a save the day.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Job fair to me, right? Or
What do
to
you think of a job fair?
employment opportunity.
Yeah, that's my daughter. I asked my daughter. She's a director case company.
Yeah.
Remember when we was on the phone? I was like, Don, do you want to come to the? And she said, you got the job fair. Like, people want work. And I was like,
Right.
you remember when I said to her, I gotta get back to you on that one.
Yeah,
I didn't know, but you come in that, and she said, "Yo, woman, this is real." She see it
Yeah.
as an employee, like, if
Well,
you
what
have a
should we
job
call
fair.
it?
I think
Because
it-
if
I
it's
think
not
it
a job
is-
fair, what, because it's actually workshops in it too, right? So it's more
Yes,
than a
I
job
think
fair.
it's-
So what do we want to
So
call
the
it?
full name is.
You-
It's youth and young adult.
Yeah, youth and young adult.
Yeah, that's how we had it listed last time. It
Yeah,
was like youth and
even
young
not
adult.
though, you see,
Go ahead.
the job fair here could be, cause we gonna be, are we going to be asking people because I was asking her if she could come and set up, if she and Case Company come and set up and talk about stuff, you know, like her department jobs are available.
Well, hold on a second.
I
We're
think
like
that is
jumping
part
around
of
a
it.
little bit.
No,
Hold on a
no,
second.
no.
No, listen. Because we're like having 3 different conversations and it's all related to each other. But I think the first thing we need to do is solidify what is this. So it's more than just a job fair because it's not just a job fair, it's also workshop. So is there a way that we could title this youth and young adult what? Because maybe it shouldn't just be job fair because job fair makes people think
That they
they're gonna just coming and going around.
Yeah.
But this include workshops, so how can we title the, or would you wanna say workshops and job fair?
There definitely
Or job
is
prep
a job
workshop?
fair component of it.
Job fair
Yes.
prep
It
or
definitely
something?
is
is.
the
That's why
second
we
half.
have to invite businesses.
Okay.
That's why we were talking
The job
about
fair is
wanting
the
to
second half
invite
of the day.
FDNY. And there is certainly
Yes.
supposed to be a job
It's the
fair.
second
So
half.
it's the second, so job fair and job prep workshop or
Career
career
readiness
workshop? Okay, so
workshops.
there, put that on there,
Career
please,
readiness.
so just your career, okay.
Which
so-
I don't think this is the
That's a lot of
official
work.
flyer.
Yeah, I don't.
It's
This is
not.
not-
Because
this
I thought
is
they had
just-
career.
We
Because we had the word career
Career in it.
day.
The official
Yeah.
flyer has the
Yeah.
actual
Showing
information,
names.
which I would dig
Yes.
up. This is just for getting volunteers
Yes.
from the board.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
got
yes,
you,
yes.
Yeah.
So
Got
if you
you.
click on, if you go to this,
Mm-hmm.
there's a page that has
Mhm.
all the different roles that need volunteers for, with full description. So that's what the purpose of this meeting is.
Now this is clarity.
Yeah, this
was-
is not the.
Yeah, this is not the
flyer.
official thing.
This is for us to walk into different meetings and
And,
Right.
and
talk
that's,
to different board members, get them to scan this.
Or just saying
And
job
sign
fair.
up.
so I'm looking for the, I'm looking for the flyer.
Take
That's
it
all
back.
right. Yeah, that's-
Yeah.
that's it.
All right.
Thank you for saying that.
Alright, so job and career fair workshop.
Hold on, wait.
Let me
You
find
got
the
flyer?
real
You got the
title.
flyer?
He said career readiness.
Career readiness?
Yeah, that's what you
No,
just
wait,
said.
we've got the real flyer. See,
Oh,
we-
career readiness workshop, okay.
Why don't you just, cause
Just
that's,
career
that's a lot of words.
No, no,
Career
I
readiness.
don't want this
Just put
young
career
girl to
readiness.
think that she works so hard and
Cause
so
that's a
we
lot
can
of
work
work,
together.
job.
Yeah, well, if we have it, if she has it, then we'll ask her.
That takes up a lot of space.
discussed it. Right,
We
yeah.
haven't
Look,
looked at that
this is the
flyer.
full flyer that
Oh,
went out
yeah,
in the
and-
email blast. This,
Yeah,
if
that's what I saw.
you guys can pass it around.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It
looking
has
for.
youth
Billy-
and young adult job fair on the top, but it has a descriptor.
Right.
We talked about adding that says,
Mm-hmm.
score your next gig, job fair with free workshops, expert advice, and exclusive hiring opportunities.
Yeah, but I think
Ignoring
that
the
it should
stuff
still
from
be
the-
like, you know, for first things first, no one reads the rest of it. So I
That's
think that it should be on the top, job fair and career readiness workshop. It should just be all there because then they'll know it's both because nobody reads
So
the
job,
job and
so
stuff.
we debated
No,
this
it's not
at one of the
workshop, that's
subcommittee.
career readiness.
Career readiness, yeah, but it needs workshop.
And there's
That's what
workshops
they're
on there, because we talked about this in like nauseam during a meeting.
Yeah, we went-
Like about the title, so.
I think workshop should be in there so that they know that they're gonna be going to different things.
Okay.
You can say something before you say workshop.
Flyers.
No, title for.
Yeah, so that it just be like change, so can I see the, can you give me a flyer? Yeah.
No, you had readiness, career
Yeah,
readiness.
so
Job fair, career
I like job fair and career readiness
I
workshop.
like career readiness one time.
Yeah, okay,
And that covers all two.
everything,
That's why.
exactly.
I like
Alright,
career
Oh,
readiness.
yes.
Because ours is the first, and then we have to read this.
alright,
Oh, yeah.
alright. Next thing, we talked about the food being needed, that the board is gonna help, so she had Ford pick up. And we'll get more details once we can talk to the board. And then right now, just to let you guys know, Mia donated a $25 gift card.
Nice.
I'll donate a $25 gift card.
Speaking of your cards,
Yeah. I'll donate 30 because we want them
Yeah,
to be
probably got
different
different.
levels,
so
right?
speaking of gift cards, I submitted the Target form
Yeah.
for 500
For your,
for
for
10
this one or for yours?
for the town hall. But
Oh, yes.
you mentioned before
But you
that
can
they're
get
like,
500. I thought it doesn't go
is the
above
max
150.
the max is 500. The max is
Oh,
500.
well, I know we got 150 when we did
From
it.
Target?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's the average is
We got
100, but the max you can ask for is
Oh, okay.
500.
That
So I
would show
put
up.
10 50s.
Yes,
Okay.
okay.
So,
That'd be dope. if
but
they give it
like
to
you
us.
said, mentioned, we don't have to use it for the same event. We can
No.
use
Right,
it
that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
we don't.
So
If I
we
have to go back,
time, right? Because if we have it in time, we can maybe use
Remove
it for this too.
so it might be pushed back for good reason.
Yeah.
That'd be good, but Target's actually good about giving something. They might not give 500, but
If they want their logo on the around.
yeah, I hear that.
They need all the different.
I believe the
Oh, they need the good
budget
Give the money to
All right,
Yeah.
so, good, so I'm saying that, and I'm asking who's the vendors that they use, so we will see.
Okay. So right now, I'll donate 30. Mia's gonna donate 25, and I guess if we could get one more person.
How much?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Pam for 50?
Somebody could give a 50.
Okay, Pam for 50.
Oh, okay, for 50.
Okay, so that's,
Yeah, for raffle.
For the raffles, so that we
It's
have
like
some.
a regular.
so then we
pizza
got
or-
Soul for
Yeah, just for the
30,
regular
Amia-
meals, they could get
Yeah,
whatever.
Amia for
I can
20.
cash app you?
Bring your what's that? Bring, I mean,
Or you wanna do it to me and then I
bring your
can
workbook.
What
That's
do
the other thing.
What do you call it?
Would we,
Gift cards.
okay, yeah, we will do that.
You want me to do
No,
it?
no, yeah, you do
I mean, it was really your event.
Yeah, but no, but you, yeah.
That's,
I was just
so
making
that
sure that
way.
if people give people money, if they have a limit, that we must,
okay.
so,
Okay.
okay, you wait. Remember,
So do you want to, why would we just give it to you?
no, you, I just checking, I just
Okay,
making sure the
just like, I don't
legality
wanna
of it.
deal with it.
No, I don't.
event. Y'all trying to suck me in.
No, I just gonna check the legality before because people's money. I mean,
which one? Let me see.
I got 3 for
That's
you.
so,
Let me see.
I know.
She's
So
saying.
you got it?
I'm not sold. I'm leaving.
Here, pass it to me.
She said, I
No,
know who
she's
you are,
giving
you
to
didn't know
me.
who I was.
Which seat is 3 for you? I don't know which
Yeah,
one.
but I don't know what that 2-5. Oh, that's a no.
Well,
Get
could
rid
you-
of that.
could you-
But for Cash App, it's
But that's not Cash App, that's Zelle.
Yes,
I don't have Zelle.
you don't got, so you got
Yeah.
cash up.
Yeah, and that's 917 number. Get rid of that one.
No, also,
That was just when I went to
Ex-
St.
everything
Thomas.
else is good.
Everything else is
I
good,
can do-
but Cash App is so query.
I can do
Dollar
50.
sign.
hold on.
Now, let's put that for Town Hall.
Hold on, one. We come back to you. We already got
Ryan
it.
Town Hall.
Yeah, we
Town
got
Hall,
3 here.
50.
All right.
How are we raffling?
She had,
She wanted to buy, somebody gotta bring tickets.
somebody who come for the first,
I have a
lady,
long row of tickets.
a person, yeah, she got the thing, we've got the
Yeah, it's based off
criteria.
like
She's already got the
participation,
criteria.
the first person to show
Yeah, oh, they're right
up
here.
and, like, yeah.
First person to arrive, first person to participate in Q&A, first person to arrive with a friend. So right there.
Yeah, as far as
Yes.
as fair as it
It's
is.
a big- Right.
That
You get
whole,
one.
but the only thing that's tricky with the one with a friend is they gonna argue with who brought who.
But that's not our fault. You come up here and say,
I'm
I'm
not-
Linda, this is Josh. She can't come up
I'm
here.
just saying, I already see the argument on that
I
one.
guess
No, don't worry, we must let
non-registered,
people.
a
No,
non-registered friend.
that's why you got people signing in.
Yes.
Yeah, a
Yes,
non-registered
so you,
friend.
They
Okay, there
they
you
will
go.
indicate there
yeah.
Just really
who's the
quickly.
first person to bring somebody.
On the
What'd you say?
raffle,
Well, I
I
thought
looked
they
up the
said-
budget. Oh, sorry.
Uh-huh.
I thought they said they wanted to who brought the most rings.
No, who arrived first with a friend.
Yeah,
Right.
because that's-
Now, cause everybody most friend, you gotta be
Yeah.
selling that pumpkin,
Before
and
you
then
know
you gotta bring the
everybody
friends for you to make sure
Yeah.
that they got the number. That's too much.
I think we
What's the budget for the?
Oh yeah, so in the budget, which total 1,500,
Uh-huh.
there's 150 earmarked for raffle.
You can't
So-
use board money for raffles.
So like for.
So I got-
purchasing,
so I got-
anything that could be given away in the raffle.
Uh-huh.
I know that's a rule. That was, remember I said from the beginning, you cannot use
Yeah.
money from the
No,
board.
No, but we step back, but if people who are giving these donations are not giving us, they're giving it to the board in reality. And this is the board committee. So the money is not coming out of that,
Right.
Right.
right? But you
Okay,
can
so-
give it. So
Yeah,
you
but
give
you
it to the
can't
board.
directly
But
ask
you can't
the board.
get-
That's what
no,
you were
right.
asking,
No, you
because
can't
they
do
said in the budget, you
Yeah,
can't do
you
that.
can't do that. That was our, when we still have to get a budget with all the stuff that we will sell to be accounted for. Alright.
Alright. So she did talk about music, right?
Yeah.
So Brian, she was saying that we have to see what the board is willing to do with the budget.
To spend.
Right, so I think everything went in, but they said as a backup, let's say that they say something, oh, they can't pay you or whatever. As a backup, they'll just do the whole, like what I had between do, just put on somebody's music and play it in between for stuff, but as long as it gets approved and they're willing to give it to you. So I think that that's what they're
You said
waiting for.
$200, right?
I actually told you $100 an hour is my fee.
Yes,
So
somehow,
we
I
took
think,
this
That's
time
what I
to,
do.
yeah.
so right, and then we were talking about,
Right.
when we going, in the meeting we talked about, they told them that, and it was like, well, when are we going to use it? Oh, at the beginning,
So then that
we were
comes
looking,
to,
so that's what it came in.
But it's,
so it's 200 if it's a 2 hour, oh no. How
No.
long is the event?
But when is the,
It wouldn't be
it
the
wouldn't be the whole
whole
event,
I, the event is
10 from
11 to
10
4 o'clock.
the 4th.
Right.
So
I hope-
depending on how much we get approved for it, then we'll see where the best place to have it comes, whether we want to have
Not
But
any,
this is the whole point, right? I don't know how long you want me to
But if
play
you come-
for, where am I
Yeah.
playing,
Mhm.
what part of the school
right,
am I gonna be in that? And I would imagine that would either be cafeteria or auditorium where most of the, you know.
Events
thing-
are everybody's at.
Thing gonna happen. I mean, not the auditorium, the gym.
the gym,
All right, so I tell you, like, this is a business for me. It's not,
right.
I don't volunteer. I mean, I do volunteer.
No, but you need to be
But, yeah.
given some compensation.
Right. I gonna, now, if it's in those two areas, I was explaining this to them, you don't just bring a speaker, and now one speaker is not good, because I look for acoustics, and I know open space like that needs.
Oh, but
you
then
know,
we're
sound.
gonna have to also have equipment for you, right? Or you bring
I
your
bring
own
my own
equipment?
equipment,
Oh,
but
okay.
and that's another thing, I gotta rent the van.
Right, see,
Oh,
that's why he
To
can't
carry
That's a lot of different
carry
stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I charge what I charge. But Ari figure I'm on the committee. All right, this is also an opportunity to get other things.
yes,
maybe
because
done
when
with
we
the
get our
committee.
community for
And-
everything,
but
they always
then
got
I'll
the
have to
gist,
speak
then
to
they
one
can
of-
push you.
I have to speak one of the upper
Yes.
people about, you're gonna have to go a little, steeper in your pockets, sometimes for what I do. All right, because, but I'll accept whatever they give me for now. And as, also bring somebody with me that, helps me
Yeah.
move,
Move
the
everything,
equipment.
okay.
So,
Oh my God.
But you just need concrete time on the.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're gonna need concrete time and you're gonna
Yeah.
play, so we gonna tell you
but
between
no matter what,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna walk in, like, if they tell me, okay, you playing like, 2 to 4, which is basically the end of the thing. I'm not gonna walk in there in the middle of the
Yeah, at 2
event
o'clock.
carrying equipment
Yes,
in there.
right.
I have to be there
Yeah,
at the beginning.
right, to set it
Set
up, right,
All
so
right,
that's what I was
just,
thinking now.
do what I do,
Once your thing is on, then your hours are on the
So I'm
job.
basically still there for the whole
Yes,
thing.
right.
So that's
I
where
understand
that's
what
where
you're
the
saying.
That's
that's
where
where the mixture comes in
Exactly.
with, okay, I want $100 an hour.
Yeah.
You
Cause you
know,
can look at
that's
on the
for
job, you want 10,
$200
11,
for
12,
that
4.
length of time.
Yes.
And me come out of my house, and usually I tell my regular clientele, I don't ever exit my house for less than $300.
Right.
I know that's right.
I know, the price is the price.
Well, what I know about what the event would look like, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the beginning, there's obviously gonna be some coming in and drop-in time, maybe that could be a short time to play something.
Yeah.
But there's actually the workshops where people will be broken up into different spaces, and so probably wouldn't be paying. But definitely during lunch, people will, it will be another good time to play some music. And then at the end, it's
But
debatable,
you-
because if it's a career fair,
And
people
the
are
Roseland,
walking
you
around
want
talking
some-
to.
yeah.
But that's another thing.
You
See,
don't
the-
want
the
it
thing
to die
is,
while they're
yeah.
talking.
some people will still be milling in during time and go into whatever, I guess you would call that the facilitation room where I would be at playing music. So, that'll work out itself, whatever.
I think
So I
we should
would
invite
say-
you to our next meeting,
Yeah, I think that
Which-
what
so that,
Which, what do you mean, executive one?
no, the, correct for, so that you.
Yeah, so
Oh,
you said,
okay.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Then I'll be able to go to-
what I think that what should happen also is that let's find out what the money, what's coming in, and we already know what we submitted. Once we know what the board actually said they're concretely approving, and it will make sense to know, you know, if he's in there and we can approve, then it's fine.
I think if you put the budget and they approve the budget, then that's the money.
It's there.
Yeah, that's the money. 'Cause
Right,
they
but
got
when
that
does it
already.
get released?
We, to who?
To who?
We don't release.
Are you a
no-
vendor?
No, you got,
No.
they won't release this money, we come submit
I had,
who the money should be paid to, and they pay them
And then
out.
they'll
No, we
at
don't.
one
No, I
time,
know,
at one
but
time,
I'm
I was,
asking
I
you
was,
because
you
that
mean
is a
like
thing.
with the city?
Yeah.
No, at one time I was applying for that, this was years ago with the, for the Parks Department, all right? Because I was going through the Parks Department.
But Brian, why you don't just apply? It's easy.
For a vendor.
It's
Yeah,
easy to
vendor.
be a vendor.
I was getting,
It's super
it was
easy.
kind
No,
of, it was
Brian,
kind
I'm
of.
gonna tell you this, that if you're not one, they're not gonna be able to pay you.
Oh,
Remember they
checked
tell, it's
out.
no, it's
Yes.
not checked out. I already know that. Because when we
Yeah,
did
that's
this
what-
last
same
year,
with the
you
food,
have
yes.
to be a vendor.
Okay.
So all I'm saying is it doesn't take much to be a vendor.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is sign up online and put in what you're doing and all of
No,
that in
it's
the
like I gotta
description.
go to.
The thing is the
Um,
payee information portal.
Yeah,
Pay portal, I remember
Yeah.
that.
Passport.
Yeah.
so, but you need to just sign up. It's not really that hard to become a vendor. So I would say you have a couple, now that you have a little more time, like just sign up and get
Yes.
approved.
Yeah.
So then that way you're straight. And it's through Passport is what it's called.
Yeah, and if you need a reference, we're the reference
Yeah.
that we want you.
Just put Passport New York City, PIP, Pay Information Portal, that all of that, and then sign yourself up. And then that way you won't be, so that if they do wanna pay you, that's the
Yes,
only
sir.
way.
Yeah.
They can, if you're not signed up, they
Yeah.
can't pay you.
Okay. I don't know if I did that years ago, but they, something
It's not that
happened with
hard, it's just you gotta be diligent with it. And then they also have a help desk. So I'm saying if you run into any problems, make sure the help desk does get back to you.
Okay.
And they'll let you know exactly, sometimes there's hiccups, but if you call to help, you could call and then you email them,
Yeah.
and then they'll get right back to you. So I might be like, oh, we'll email you in a day or two, but they do.
All right.
So make sure you do that, but set
Yes.
yourself
And
up,
then
and then you don't have to worry about it.
Just for information, I take credit cards.
All right.
I do too.
This is a city agency, they can't do anything.
All right, so where are we at now?
We're at 8, it's already 8:16, so, I mean, we don't have
We
much
talk
time
about the
to
music?
yes, we
Right.
don't have much time to talk about,
We did
is there anything outstanding or what we need to do concrete with town hall before we end?
I don't think so. I think there are
I know I'm still
ongoing
trying
work
to get,
items that are I think we're gonna have to be working on over the next few weeks.
Right.
Getting sign-ups to
Okay.
conduct the workshops.
Yeah.
I get
Getting businesses that are actually, one, hiring folks.
right,
But two, would be interested in participating in the sort of, job fair portion of the day in itself.
in the town
You was
hall.
talking about town
Yeah.
hall.
So you got job fair too?
just now.
No,
But you're
sorry.
still talking about career.
I'm talking about career.
Oh, okay, I got it. I said town hall, I said town hall. No, I thought you switched. You didn't switch. You stayed there. And I was like, what?
Hold on.
I'm glad you caught that, right? You like, no, I think you should
Ask
go
him.
there.
That person, you mean town
I
hall?
was
You mean
wondering
town
why
hall?
y'all got so
Cause I was like, yeah, wait a minute. I just said, yeah, I didn't think so.
Alright, so wait, back up. What is it that you want? Let's conclude career day, so finish what you were saying.
Yes, so career day, I think we could think of a lot of these things as
Okay.
ongoing. and
Okay.
that It's gonna take a lot to get at least a dozen vendors or so that would actually be there, some potentially hiring folks. Others may be able to share information, but
I just have one question, and this, still on that topic, but I know it's kind of late in the game, but we never talked about inviting any kind of schools or.
Well, that's what I was
schools
gonna
to
say
that?
with the town hall. That's what you're talking about town hall or career day.
We're
right?
still
No,
waiting.
it's
We got
career
the
day.
list of schools.
Because,
Oh,
We got the list of schools, so if you want to help us, call.
but I mean, I'm talking about like colleges and trade schools, because some kids might be interested in that. You understand what I'm saying?
oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
I see.
You know, trade schools, some
Yeah.
people like
And also, oh Lord, it's moved back to it from, and then I also got some scholarships that.
I mean, that's just a
So
thought,
true.
if we just strictly don't think about jobs,
Well,
we're
you
talking
would.
about high school kids.
Yeah.
18 to
I'll go to
24.
Rite Aid.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
college.
But still, they might, you know, they might be interested in hearing from
DYCD,
a college or
you
a
get them to
trade
come out
school.
with some of your
Yeah,
programs.
That's
I
true.
think even if they're just gonna
Yeah.
table to,
Yeah.
yeah.
I could reach out to
The
DYCD for
right.
I
And,
really
more
and we
table
reach out to the, because we have Lace of Fire, the, PD,
FDNY,
FDNY, and the fire station, the army. So,
Yeah, already.
The Army always-
I
Oh, it's
just
not
wanted-
They always gonna
Yeah.
say
Nah, you don't- you don't
I mean,
want-
it's only
you don't want to
for-
send
I will
people
let
into
you
Hold
this
on.
man's army.
no, I guess it's not a whole day thing, but writing is not a whole day thing. And some of the kids will be in the workshop,
Thank you for that.
so,
They do.
Let's go back to town hall.
right.
Billy, you know,
Really dumb.
I saw, I was looking at the website.
Billy's on point.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Alright, so are we concluded with, career
Yes,
day now?
yes.
Alright,
Really?
For
Town hall?
Town hall,
yeah,
so I mentioned Target gift cards already.
yes,
Again, I don't know what time we'll get those back.
right,
But I did use the district office contact information so that it can come in CP9
okay.
form. I spoke with the library on Crown Heights Library on New York Avenue, and I sent the email to you both indicating that she wanted to collaborate with
Yes, I
you.
saw
I did invite her to the meeting tonight. She said it was too soon for her, but I'll let her know.
Okay.
Out for the meetings, but they do want to collab
Okay.
with youth and education.
Yes.
So maybe we can
We can
incorporate
talk.
the library for Career Day as well. If that's something you guys want to do, I'll also forward you her contact information, contact directly. I haven't spoke to the Eastern Parkway one yet, but I did leave a message with that person. And there's another library. I think we were talking. There's a third library.
Maple Street?
Maple Street. I haven't contacted them. No.
I could go there.
Okay.
I had
Cool.
them come take it at my block party.
Okay.
I'm talking
My
about
kids used to
Maple
work
in New
in
York.
high school.
Yeah, yeah. The raffle, I guess we'll try to figure out how we'll pitch that. Raffles for town.
Well, Brian already donated 50 for ours.
Oh.
I stole it. I said it should
You
be
said
ours because all three is already taken
You
for
said
Career Day.
$50?
So, baby,
I said that's the town hall because we already got the 3 for here. Is that not fair?
That's fair.
Okay.
I thought that was your $50, that's why.
No, that's hers.
Okay.
Right, Tom, for art.
No, but
That is
Brian
good.
Oh, yes,
donated,
yes,
so I said it
yes,
should go
yes.
south.
Over to you.
Don't be trying to act like I'm doing the wrong thing.
No.
I'm trying to keep it even.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just to throw it out there, what if we get the 10 cards from Target?
We draw, in that
But we
case, we
could do
will draw
that, but
some
so now
raffles.
look at the thing with Target is just one barcode.
That's why I put $50.
Right, but they're not gonna give it to you like that. I've done it before.
Mhm.
They're gonna give you a barcode with the amount, how much money they get. So if it's $150, you could do it whatever you want with it
Okay.
and buy whatever you want.
Okay.
So we end up not really needing it for that, but we need it for supplies and different things we want for the program.
Right.
You could use it however you want to.
Okay.
And then if you wanted to say, hey, can you make 10 gift cards, then you could do that too. But you're not stuck, it's not gonna be like they're gonna give you 10 gifts. They're not doing it like that.
Okay. As long as we get. I know we have.
So panelists though, right? The panelists is something we need to work on, and I'm working on the guests. I was wondering though, is there any, like I know the 2 we're trying to get, but is there anybody else in people's mind that like maybe a little more accessible
What do you want to
educators
Or
that
only
know?
educators?
Yes, because
More-
like right, I'm gonna, but I also gotta talk to Dante and them about how we're gonna
Would you?
communicate, because I wanted to start reaching out, but then I was like, oh, but I think the board has to do it, so I need to I'm setting up a time to meet with them. I mean, to like talk to Dante. But what I'm saying is, those are 2 bigger names. Is there any name?
Who you got already?
Dr. Steve Perry and Jeffrey Dr.
All done?
Jeffrey Canada.
All doctors?
I think it's Jeffrey Canada. I don't remember. I think so.
Honorary.
Yeah. So he does Harlem Children's Zone, and then Steve Perry has 3 schools, Capital Prep here, and then he has another magnet school in I think Connecticut. But he's pretty well known. He had his own TV show for a while, Save Our Sons.
Steve Perry?
Dr. Steve Perry. Yeah. But I mean, all of these are a little bit more back in the day when they were really like really height of popularity.
Yeah.
But they're still big enough names. So, but is there anybody that may be more accessible or well known that we might be able to
So this
maybe
is a-
someone has a connection with, so we could have that as a backup just
So
in
these
case?
are 2 educators, right?
Right, correct.
Mm-hmm.
And they work on like systematic education changes, like that's their specific
When
goal,
that helps people.
which helps.
Are
But
you gonna put the superintendent as
I
a
was
panelist?
gonna say-
yes, I'm gonna
Superintendent.
reach out personally to Lindsay, because Lindsay's District 17, so I could definitely.
But elementary school. what
Yeah,
about
she's
middle
on-
school and high school.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
two
all
different
about, so it's
people.
all educators.
Huh?
Yeah,
It's
well,
all
it's an
education.
education town hall.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, we good.
I think what we talked about is inviting more panelists than needed. And
But have we started
then-
that? Has that started as well?
well, we have the draft.
I wanna-
language that-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to finish. So the drafts that we have thus far is to send out to everyone who would like to be a panelist.
Mm-hmm.
And so we haven't finalized the one for vendors though, well, collaborators though. That's one I do want us to work on and send out to.
Yeah. And I have somebody else I can invite. My friend, Dr. Veroni Lawrence. She used to be the president of what is that? There was a at Restoration Plaza. What was that college that was there? New Rochelle or something?
Mhm.
What was right?
Iona?
Not Iona.
No.
It was another name. Was it College of New Rochelle or something?
First off of it, there's tree.
And remember, it was at
Perkins,
Restoration
yeah.
for a while. I don't think it's there anymore. Anyway, she used to be the president there. She's big in education, so I can ask her to be. If you want another panelist, if her schedule's not crazy, she will definitely. I'll ask her. I'm pretty sure she'll say that yes if she's not doing anything else.
We also mentioned someone from PAC,
What's PAC?
PTA, PA, department.
Parent Advisory Council?
Yeah. Someone higher up in PAC.
Like CPAC, you mean, Chancellor's Parent Advisory Council.
Someone to be on that from that office. Yeah.
Oh, and I have a former principal that worked in the superintendent's office. The former principal of Grady High School was Mr. Gray. That's a person, and if not, he has a lot of contact because he used to work in the superintendent office, the main one downtown Brooklyn. You guys want me to reach out to him?
One, he's a former principal,
Mm-hmm.
and he used to work in the superintendent's office. So how is he? Why would he be selected? What makes
No,
him
I'm saying he can either be one of the speakers, or I could reach out to him if we want to use him for networking purposes. Like if there's people that we're trying to get, he would probably be a person to say, okay, contact this person, contact that person. So sometimes it's hard to know who to really contact. I'm just saying, if y'all need help getting people, he would be someone we could reach out to.
How many
How many
panelists
do
shall
you
we-
want? That was my next
How many
question.
do we want?
How many
total?
do you
we
want?
get 5?
to have a decent conversation. I mean, I don't want to have the same.
Didn't we have like 5 people
Can I
or something?
finish saying one sentence? So just someone from every different area
That's what
to
I
make it a conversation, a real conversation.
all educators here.
Well, educators here, but someone in every different field in education. It's
A college,
what I see. Yeah,
college
not all.
professor.
Yeah, not
high
all
school, yeah.
principals or not all superintendents, but like a
Ordinary teacher.
Well, I think they want to know exactly how many.
Yeah.
About
4 or
5.
4 to 5. That's oh my gosh.
Right, we there all night.
4 to 5.
Yes,
4 to 5 will be great because that means one person isn't talking too long and another person has something to say. They can just say it real quick.
But
Yeah, I think.
So we don't, if you notice, we've been shying away from using politicians. So because it's the election year, and it'll go into something more than it needs to be.
Some
That's
question
why I
might not
haven't
be a question
mentioned
you
Rita
wanna
Joseph.
hear.
Hmm?
Some question might not be a question that you wanna hear.
Yeah. That's why I didn't mention
Yeah.
Rita Joseph, even though she's the
She was a
Teacher.
yes, right. And
That should just be an
She said teacher. Good teacher.
Ryan making jokes
Good
over
teacher.
there.
No.
we don't want it that spicy.
I mean, but let me have a question on that though.
I mean, he is a
Why-
father.
because why wouldn't Rita be a good selection? Because she was a teacher and she's all about education reform. Is she not?
Right.
Somebody?
I mean, she is,
Okay.
but like I said, I don't.
People are being
I
very
agree.
careful.
Give her, yeah, I would.
Okay, one at a
partner
time,
this.
please. One at a time.
So being that she's a politician first before she's an educator, people are going to respond to her as that. They're going to respond to the politician, not the educator.
I think maybe.
I don't know.
hear
I don't know
you're
what
saying.
that means though.
I
Like,
think
I'm
maybe
just trying to.
since we don't have the full universe of every single person that we want to identify for each, it could be good to just keep a general list for now, and then as we get more names of folks that we want to reach out to, we can narrow down and select. We talked about inviting more people than needed, knowing that everyone's not going to say yes, so we'll land somewhere with like 1 or 2 keynote speakers and like 5
Yeah.
panelists.
Right, because actually, when I'm thinking about it, if we weren't able to get some of the names we were to get, she would be like a good alternative to be the keynote and to, because then if she's just hold on a second, if she's just the keynote, she could just, like, it wouldn't, you know how like with the panel, you want them to
Q&A,
say whatever,
engage
right?
audience.
If she's not a part of that panel. But if she's a keynote, she can talk about New York, the education system, blah, 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 blah. And it'd be just like a time for her to be able to do that. What do y'all think?
I think
First-
I think what she's trying to say is that at this point now, a lot of people might key in on Rita Joseph as being a counsel
Right.
and not educator. So she wants to avoid like if there's a question, a Q&A, somebody come up there, why we got all these buildings blowing up?
Right,
and
but
up
I mean,
and
I
up?
think that would avoid that because that wouldn't be a part of what she'd be doing, right?
Well, I envisioned her to be the MC, the moderator,
Oh,
Right,
not a panelist.
That would be
Right.
cool. That would be
Because-
cool.
right.
But why
That'd
must
be-
we all?
that-
Why
that'd
every
be-
time we gotta invite all the same people, and every time we got something, we gotta get the.
Well, not the same people. We know her background is an
But she's
education.
the same
Right.
person.
So
That's me. That's just my.
yeah. But she
Yeah.
also can be a collaborator in preparations,
Right.
and she has access to vendors too.
Right.
Well,
I was
then
gonna
we
say,
should-
but she
then
can
we
also
should call
help
her
draw
now.
people to come, like people may
Let's
come
call her
for
now and see
Well,
who she can help us. And then
You
you
understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But
Like,
isn't
we
she
want
the
people
leader?
to be there.
the-
She's the head of the education department committee for New York. I mean, for Brooklyn.
That's what I was trying to
I don't think it'd be harmful to have her in the room.
Huh?
I think she should at least be in the room.
I'm just.
Yeah.
I
And
did
we
that
can
one.
figure
I
out where
just-
we can.
But she'll
Well,
tell you,
we've
listen,
got
y'all,
people
hold
in-
on.
If
But I
she's
feel like-
MC, that's what she.
I think if she MCs and moderates,
That would
that'd
be
be
cool.
great. And let her, like, if we want her to do it, let's try to get the keynote, but if we don't get it, we'll say, hey, Rita, can you do this? The only reason, also, you gotta think strategically, what is gonna draw people to come, right? And then one thing I've noted, because I've sat and talked with Rita, she'll tell you she's an educator. And if you're saying, let's stick to this, she's gonna be like, yo, I'm an educator, this is why I'm doing this, and that's it. So it's like, I don't see the drawback of having her being involved, personally.
No, I didn't say not to have her involved. I didn't get to finish saying
Right,
where
right.
I wanted her to be involved in.
Right. We acting like the View right now. But God. They stay talking over each other. It's like,
I disagree with you. The committee presenter, and then you do the committee. But the six have on the subcommittee. That's all. I respect the subcommittee work, and I go with it. But if
Alright.
I gotta,
Alright.
hey.
Okay, it's 8:33, y'all. We're gonna need to wrap up.
Who's on my next subject?
All right. So yeah. So the next meeting, what next week for the subcommittee? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're still keeping the 5th. Y'all don't feel like we need an extra week or anything?
I don't think so. I think they
I
could.
always put myself out there and say I love extra time.
I do
But
too, because I just
I
feel like people
understand.
take a while
April.
to.
No.
April's
Because I'm
next
saying a
April.
lot of us are on
April.
committees will have to do a little bit of work on career day.
Yeah,
No, but it's our
Still gotta
events.
do-
Coming right
still
back.
gotta
No,
do
but those events not till
I can see it,
It's
but
not
we
till
don't have to
May.
make
Oh,
the
and
decision.
the family day, right?
I guess
And
May
then
is
the warmer.
the family day and all that.
Warmer.
But I'm saying, we're pushing it back, we're saying.
Career day.
Oh, it might be, but what I'm
Okay,
saying
good.
is the only
think
two we
it'll-
have
I gotta
are
go.
May and June.
I gotta
So what I'm saying, if we
go.
push it back, I'm talking about a week or two. I'm not talking about a whole month.
Yeah, on Monday.
She already got her
You
birthday.
definitely got the
Yes.
So let's go home. The dog is calling.
I know.
She said she already got her permits.
Who?
She got all her stuff ready.
Okay.
Monday. Yeah, she does.
And, well, you said it doesn't matter about the permit for career day,
Yeah.
but it matters what the school is gonna say, because the school
Yeah,
is
what
gonna
you
say, well,
changing.
you said
Yeah.
you want this day, and
Right.
now all of a sudden you want another
Right.
day.
Yeah, it does
That's
change
another
the
thing.
It does.
Yeah,
It
that'll
does.
change everything.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking only because I know how people are.
Let's talk about this.
Well, let's see what's happening in the 2 weeks. So,
Yeah.
oh, meeting adjourned. Someone